Hello everyone, and welcome to another game of World of Warships. Today's replay is from Valkyrie, and he is in the dairy, a tier 10 British destroyer. He is on the map Trap in a 3-point domination game. So obviously it's a tier 10 battle, there is no carrier, which is lovely. There are an Alaska and a Seattle for Raider. And yeah, Valkyrie has taken B or a start because, well, that's where he spawned. And so far it looks like he is not contested. We have some ships at A, destroyer is already inside with destroyer inside A, so far looking quite nice. There is a large force actually going towards A, and the raiders are splitting up. We have Seattle and then Alaska going there for the north, and Petro going there for the south. Well, actually the Seattle is more like going for the center. Not sure why, because the center is uncontested. I guess Seattle should have stuck with the... It's actually a pretty neat island there at sea, especially if there's no carrier to keep you spotted, because you can sit behind and shoot. And unless a carrier comes around, nothing should be able to spot you. But anyway. So far Valkyrie has taken a cap for free, has found nothing. He launched a few torps towards RPF, but well, they're only 10 kilometers and they're nothing. They adventure that close, I believe. So, but you know what, actually, let's speed this up slightly, because as it turns out, there really is nothing here. So he's going towards A. It looks like the enemy team was not prepared to fight for the center in any way or form. And now we are going to have hopefully some more excitement at A. Now the Holland is currently no longer inside. Let's think by camera control there. So the friendly battleships are actually very aggressive, which is a nice thing. The Holland also returned towards A here. The enemy destroyer got... Well, one enemy destroyer got taken care of, so that's nice. And Valkyrie is considering launching here. He is using one launcher and he keeps the other one. I guess hoping this tier beats has probably more chance of success. And I'm positively surprised, right? We have German battleships at the front, you know. They might actually do something useful with the Hydro, like find out if there are torps coming, which there are, and then they'll push out these tier pits and maybe even make the enemy destroyer run away and secure this cap or something. And from the sounds, it looked... well, I mean, is that like... how is it called? Like this is one of the special caps that Valkyrie is using. Like special, not special skills, but sound files definitely. Could be capped by that twice. It could also be the cat, because the cat captain unfortunately doesn't make cat sounds. But anyway. The tier pits just ate 2 torpedoes. Well, wait, did it just eat 4 torpedoes? Or did he torp somewhere else? Well, anyway. The tier pits is gone. And the captain makes some weird noises again. Anyway, so far it's looking pretty good for the friendlies, right? I mean, they had the center camp produce points all this time. The Seattle, I don't get this Seattle, right? He abandoned the best position he could be in to sail into the center where he knows there is nothing. And now he's in the center. But aside from that, you know, friendlies are ahead basically everywhere. The Hipper is... Wait, did he survive? No, he did not. Okay, so the Hipper is down. The friendlies are kicking lots of butt here at A. Now there is the Minotaur still, the Thunderer, and then there is a Holland. Now the Holland is probably still somewhere in a flanking position, yeah, especially we see the torps coming in from there. And in my add, this was a very good looking Kurfürst, unfortunately he just went down. Now, I highly doubt that the Minotaur keeps sitting in his smoke, but stranger things have happened. So Valkyrie is using his torps here. Might as well, I guess. It's not like he can reach the Thunderer who is running away. And, well, this is Minotaur being spotted. I believe like the Kurfürst or so will be able to lap that, hopefully. And there we can see again this good looking sinking Kurfürst. Isn't it beautiful? And Valkyrie isn't even looking. What a shame, I mean, what a shame. So, He's tracking the Halland. Now, Halland shouldn't have much of a chance in a gunfight against the Daring, especially since he is on full health. He has his heal ready. He even has his smoke ready in case, like, the Thunderer... I mean, the biggest threat would probably be the enemy Thunderer blapping him. But there are also some friendlies who would help against the Halland. So yeah. Well, the Halland has been found, and as I said, there is basically no chance for the Halland to win this. I mean, technically Torps, I suppose, but you know the Hydra is running, so good luck with them. Then again, the Torps are rather quick. Now Valkyrie has switched to armor piercing here. Daring obviously has very good armor piercing and good angles if the Halland keeps showing that much I mean, if the Halland isn't showing a lot of broadside, then he's only using one gun, right? And if he doesn't want to use just one gun, he has to show broadside. So the Halland is pretty much doomed no matter what he does. Of course, meanwhile, the friendlies are still one ship ahead, but the enemy are somewhat catching up, I guess. C is still fought over, and the friendlies now have 2 caps. So, objective-wise, the friendlies are in a very good spot, let's put it like this. And we all know capping can win totally games. So even if the enemy team now pulls it back on ships, they will have a hard time coming back. But it's still over 10 minutes left. Technically could happen. Now once again, I'm going to speed this slightly up because, well, there is basically no enemy ship here, we know this, right? There is the Thunderer who is in concealment and running away. There is the Minotaur who is running away, but there are enemy ships now arriving from the north, which is a curious choice, because, you know, the enemy never actually got C. Now they have a Pullman charging in, and the other ships just abandoned the Pullman. It's one of those things that I also don't quite understand. But there goes the enemy Pullman. Sometimes teams have a lot of ships, or almost all of the fleet at one camp, and then they just don't take it. And instead of making a push, they all just, you know, wander away. It's like you have this big blob of friendly ships there, and nobody has the balls to actually... I got that, Captain. But yeah, as I was saying, nobody kind of has the balls to actually, you know, attack. So they all just sit there for a while, and then they're like, wait, we're losing everything else on the map. Well, maybe we should just leave again. And it looks like this happened to the enemy team, right? They had all their forces in C, then they didn't take it. Oman tried to push in, was defeated, everyone else just went away, and now the enemies is... I need to say. Now, the enemy are going to flip B, nothing is going to change that. Valkyrie has to dodge the Alaska that's coming this way. And, you know, ship-wise, it's still relatively close. The one thing that makes me confident about the friendly's chance of victory is really just the points, because the enemy team, they dropped the ball on that one pretty hard. Now here up in the north, we have a friendly Alaska facing a Seattle there. I mean, I don't know. Points look like my money would be on the Alaska, but as I said, I don't know how healthy those are. We have a Monarch in the shop out, pushing here towards the Kleber. Kleber, not the best torpedo boat, but you know, it still has torpedoes. And around this island, he could totally pull off an ambush. Actually, he just torpedoed the Shaman. Now, Daring versus Kleber, the Kleber is scary. But the Kleber is on very low health, so scary or not. Valkyrie is picking this gunfight. Also, I mean, Valkyrie could disengage at any point if he needed to with his snow. But yeah, I mean, you know, they're doing some dodging there. You see, the shell arcs of the Daring are not the easiest to hit with if you have a maneuverable ship. And the Kleber just, you know, the damage output is just insane. So Valkyrie disengaged. I mean, he could have potentially aimed a little bit better, but I've certainly been in those situations. And, you know, if you don't have the best shell arcs and you're fighting a fast boat that also plays with its speed, I mean, he could zoom out a little bit more, but, you know, it's... the amount of fleet he had to give was quite a lot. But anyway, so he sunk the Kleber, so all is good. Cost him quite a few hit points, but there is still a heal left. And this takes care of the last enemy destroyer. Now, having no destroyers is obviously a bad thing in a domination game, especially if you don't have any cap. And it's not just about concealment, because the Clipper isn't the stealthiest one, but it's fast. So the Clipper could easily, quickly reach a cap and flip it. And if the enemies don't start flipping caps, then yeah, they are pretty doomed. Now, the Alaska is getting closer. Alaska, obviously, a kilometer radar, so Valkyrie has to be careful here. The Alaska doesn't know exactly where he is, but the Alaska knows he's spotted, so that's obviously the thing, right? The Alaska wouldn't know that he could radar, like, right now. It's possible that the Alaska raided earlier when he was detected and was like, there must be a destroyer around. But you'll never know. I mean, at any point the Alaska could think like, you know, let's see if I can't see the DD. Now, torps are off, but the Alaska is maneuvering, so that's a bit of a shame, because it looks like he might be dodging. And as long as the Alaska is around, Valkyrie can't sail into B, right? If he sails into B, then the Alaska knows that he is here, and then he will get raided. Meanwhile, C is also falling, and, you know, ship-wise, tables have turned quite a bit. Oh, that Minotaur is almost dead, so is the Monarch. Still don't know how healthy that Alaska is up there. Well, oh, the Minotaur survived, and the Monarch gone. Oh, wait, the Alaska turned right into those torps. Well, that's a stroke of luck. And the Minotaur was taken out. So it's 2 against 3 now. And yeah, the friend is basically, they will write the points down to victory, most likely. Now, the Alaska's still around. And I think I've said this quite a lot of times, but I don't know how healthy this Alaska is. So for all I know, the Alaska could still be dominating up there, or he could be like barely floating and easily sunk. Now the thing is, we knew the Seattle took C. Or at least we assume. Like, I think we haven't seen the Bismarck for a while, but I presume the Bismarck would have been spotted if he tried to sail into C, and the Seattle was actually spotted up there. So Valkyrie is being careful because, well, the Seattle has radar, but you know, the Seattle only oh, he's that far away. I mean, I guess he expected the Seattle to charge towards B, which would have been the smart choice on the Seattle's part, but, you know, guess decided not to. I mean, I understand if the Seattle wants to help clear out the Alaska or something, but like, the points are really the issue, right? What the enemy team would have needed to do is push towards A as fast as possible, hopefully find daring on the way. If nothing else, they need to... I mean, they need to try to sink everyone anyway. I don't think there is enough time for them to otherwise. And there goes the Alaska. So, unfortunately, the enemy has 3 ships left and not 4, so there won't be a solo warrior for... there won't be a solo warrior for Valkyrie. But, yeah, the enemy dropped the ball on this one, right? Now B is in friendly hands again. What they needed to do was not only defend B, but also push towards A, hoping to flip it. Then again, I mean, I'm too lazy right now to do the math if there was ever a chance. But I feel like the Bismarck and the Thunder would have been able to deal with the Alaska on their own anyway. So as I said, if the Seattle after taking C would have pushed towards B and then towards A, it wouldn't have guaranteed enemy victory, but it would have given them a much bigger chance. Well, it might have given them a chance, because right now, there is none. Last the Seattle was seen, he was actually sailing away from here. Valkyrie is just launching some random torps towards the Seattle. But I mean, at this point, all he has to do is sail into a corner and maybe already open that victory drink. Because, you know, he probably deserves it. Although there was no Kraken unleashed, so, you know, he could still be looking to unleash one. I mean, Seattle is still not spotted. But there are also the Bismarck and the Thunderer. And, well, I mean, interestingly, the Seattle is the closest one. How close are those other ships there? So, we know the Seattle is closer than 11.5. So I presume he was very nearly spotting the Seattle when he left B, but like the Seattle is radar, right? There is absolutely no reason to go back, to interrupt, to do anything. As long as he keeps sailing away, he can't lose. He almost has his torps reloaded, so he gets off one more salvo against those ships. You know, actually, let me unlock the camera. Let's speed this up a little bit, because, as I said, you know, there is no chance for the enemy to win at this point. The only unknown is, will the Kraken be unleashed by this torpedo salvo or not? And we are going to find out this soon, I suppose. Torps aren't looking too bad. There is also 2 enemies, so that certainly will help. And there we go, not looking too bad, but will it be enough? I mean, Thunderer is still relatively healthy. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Well, there's the Kraken. And yeah, well, there is 16 seconds left, and there is a few seconds left for the friendlies to reach 1,000 points, and this is... And that brings us to the results, and well, Valkyrie did a pretty good job there, earning himself 2,234 base experience, and also proving once more that camping wins games. He earned a Kraken and a devastating strike, scoring 146,000 points of damage, and well, obviously sinking 5 enemies. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this, and I'll see you next time.